Hi, my name's Helen McCarthy and I am a professional qualified NNEB nanny. I qualified back in 1991. That was from Eastbourne College of Arts and Technology down on the Sussex coast. I have been a nanny, an NCS, which now stands for Newborn Care Specialist, or as we used to call them, maternity nurses, and a childcare consultant. Good question. I did my GCSEs back in the late 80s and I was going to go into fashion and design when I got glandular fever in my last year of GCSE. So I had a quick change of path and decided to apply for my NNEB as I loved playing and caring with children. And I also used to run the creche at my local church. So that is why I chose to be a nanny, but also because I had a great role model. My great aunt Lillian, who has just turned 101, was a children's nanny back in World War II for the Singer sewing machine family. So I had a great role model and I followed in her shoes. Well, in 2016, my employer nominated me for the International Nanny of the Year. And for those of you who don't know about the International Nanny of the Year, it is an award by the INA, which is the International Nanny Association. And that was awarded to me out of 5 nannies who came from Australia and the rest from across America. That, I think, is my biggest achievement in life so far. Wow, 30 years of working as a nanny, there have been quite a few of those. I suppose the biggest challenge is today's modern technology, because when I started 30 years ago, the mobile phone wasn't around. Well, it was, but it was rather big. It wasn't the small ones we get today. There was no social media. So it's been quite a challenge because it was lovely when I first started out. You had to make your play dates well in advance and you had to use the old-fashioned landline, and that was the only way your employers could get hold of you. There were no text messages coming in regularly, you didn't have to send photos, and if you did take photos of children, you then had to go to places like Boots or Snappy Snaps and have them printed, and that could take a week to come back. So I would say the biggest challenge so far over the last 30 years is basically having new technology. Nannying has really changed over the last 18 months due to COVID. Most of us have used to being sole charge nannies, where it means the parents both went out to work in the morning and we didn't see them until they came home of an evening. That changed. Parents then started to work from home, which is a big challenge for a nanny because, as we all know, children play up when their parents are around, and we had to learn new skills like homeschooling, which was a big challenge. I had 2 children at school and that was a huge challenge to me. I haven't been in a classroom for 30 years. I don't know the latest things to do with schooling because I've always looked after the under 5s and not the over 5s. So this was quite a challenge, and I think, you know, it has impacted nannies' lives quite a bit, COVID, with parents at home. Also play dates, classes, they've all had to be cancelled. We found wonderful classes online. Action Amanda Froelich did her Action Amanda classes online, and they were amazing because it gave us something to do. Also Puppet Praise, which is based at the Ascension Church in Balham. They then did a weekly puppet session, which the girls loved, who I looked after, the youngers. And it's just finding the way to connect with people. I set up a weekly Zoom call with a few nanny friends, and we used to Zoom in on a Friday night. They started at half an hour, and then they started 2 hours long and 4 hours long. So it was a way of us all connecting. But I really do think nannying has changed a lot over the last 18 months. For those of you who don't know what UK Nanny is, UK Nanny is the only events company at present in the world. It is an events company especially for nannies. We run a CPD conference every year, not generally in October. And we've had speakers like Sue Atkins, Amanda Froelich, Catherine Muse, and last time we were allowed to meet in person, we had Janet Rose from Norland. This year's conference is going to be amazing in October. We have Claire Burgess from Bespoke Parent as our main keynote speaker, as well as many others. And for those who don't realise, we've also got the Metropolitan Police coming to give us safety instructions on how to stay safe. So UK Nanny, we also do awards. We have the only nanny related awards, because all awards these days are for either children's activities or they're for the nurseries. There was nothing specifically for nannies. So we invented the UK Nanny Awards, which is now about to come into its 3rd year. We have our Nanny of the Year, or our UK Nanny of the Year, as you have to be working in the UK to apply for it. And then we have lots of other categories, and that takes place in September. But the main reason for UK Nanny is I was having to go over to America to places like Nanny Palooza, that's run by Sue Downey, and the INA conferences, because there were no nanny conferences. So hence UK Nanny started. And also there's a lot more of UK Nanny coming this way in September. We've got big plans, and they're very exciting, which we're really excited about. Don't do it. No, just kidding. It's a very rewarding career. I've been doing it 30 years. It's something I love. Watching children grow, explore, experiment. It's just amazing. I mean, what can you say? They are such different individuals. I mean, I've been lucky enough, I've worked all over the world. I've worked for different religions, families. I've worked for different ethnicities. And I've really worked for a diverse nanny. It's made me the person I am today. But it's something you really need to think seriously about. I mean, we can all just roll out of bed tomorrow morning and decide we want to be a nanny, because there is no basic qualification, there's no regulation, and it's something that, we really need to work on in this country. But being a nanny, my main advice would be try and take a qualification of some description, whether it's a level 1, level 2, level 3. There's plenty out there. Make sure you do a first aid course. Really important. We all think we know how to fix children when they fall over, bump their heads, but do we really know what we're meant to do and what we're not meant to do? So first aid, really important. Then get your DBS. We really all should have DBSs and be on the update service. It's not that expensive. There are many different organisations that will do your DBS, research them, and get on the update service, and then you'll only be paying around £13 a year for that. Nanny insurance, definitely worth it, just in case you get sued or something gets broken. Your laptop might get broken, your iPad, your phone, and we all know how expensive these things are. And while our bosses probably would replace them, they may not. So get insurance. There are plenty out there. We would say definitely you need to be a good communicator. Most of us like talking, but we don't like talking to an employer, because there is no HR in the nanny industry. So if you have a grievance, or you want something done, or there's something going wrong, you really do need to talk to your employer. And you just need to do that. And please, as I said, first aid, DBS, insurance, really important. In fact, to be honest, DBS, insurance and first aid, I would say, are far more important than a qualification. But anyway, that's enough about me, and I really thank Tilid for letting me talk to you guys. Anyway, I hope you all have great days, and you all stay in the career for years to come. Thank you.